Hey guys, XJ here, and today is going to be the patch 12.8 nodes. So yeah, we're going to get right into it. So Swain got changed. This is a bit of a rework. It's been in the works for like I think 2 years, but it kept on getting delayed and not worked on. So what happened to him? So healing from soul fragments was 4 to 7% of maximum HP. Now it's 4 to 9%, and its skills 1, 6, 11, 16. So when you get your ultimate rank up, that's when you get a bit of a power spike. Before I'm not sure if it was because before it had 3 ranks. I'm not sure how that scaled before, but whatever. Maximum health increase per soul fragment was 5. Now it's 12. Swain can no longer use passive Revenant's Flock to pull and rip out soul fragments from immobilized enemies. CE never move, so we'll see how this ends up. Damage was 55 to 135, 40% AP. Now it's 60 to 140 plus 30% AP. Damage, bonus damage per additional bolt was 8. Like this is a 8 to 47, 6 to 14 AP. Now it's 12 to 52. The 8% AP, so lower ratio but more base damage with the additional bolts. Bolts? Okay. I'm sorry. Maximum damage, 5 bolts. It was 88 to 324, 64 to 96 AP. Now it's 108 to 348. Now it's 70% AP at all ranks. So in general, it's higher base damage, especially level 1. But his scaling went down a little bit, it looks like. Uh, so yeah, just more base damage, so you can build a bit more tanky. Doesn't need like a Rabadons or something. Cooldown was 9 to 3 seconds. Now it's 7 to 3 seconds. That's quite ginormous. He can trade a lot better, and his damage is literally 20 more with maximum damage bolts. Jeez. I don't know why they call it bolts. Mana cost of 65 to 85. Now it's 45 to 65. That is ginormous as well. That's super cheap. So yeah, he can be quite. I don't know. This is to make him more of a mid laner, but I think they're trying to respect support. But yeah, it's a big mid lane buff, honestly. Mana cost on his W was 70 to 110. Now it's 60 to 80. That's ginormous as well. Not so much early. I'm not sure if you max the second or third or if it's situational, but it's something. It matters more if you once you start ranking it up. Um, Something about ping that doesn't really matter. Um, it just says like, oh, if you're in range of your W. New interaction can now be recast to pull all champions rooted by E. Never move, ripping out one soul fragment from each of them. So, now he can't. So it's pretty much, I know I'm kind of digressing, kind of, but so now he can just he's the one supposed to be pulling souls out, not allies helping him. So again, so far this is a ginormous mid lane buff because now if he hits you, he'll be literally double as rewarded compared to before, twice as much, whatever, compared to support. Because I think support, if you have like a champion that can help immobilize or help set it up, he was getting too many stacks, so that's why it can never be high. But now since he can't pull people that are immobilized, it makes it so he has to hit it himself. I also like things like that. I don't like champions where it's like they're gimmicky, where it's like, oh, it's kind of even why I don't really like Braum in a sense, because it's like he's only good if you can proc the passive fast usually. So it's like it's just gimmicky. I like champions that can like function on themselves and you don't need like someone else to help them function. Like if you put a Braum Lucian together, it's crazy, but it's like if you just have Braum and Jhin, it's like this is kind of awkward. I just don't like things like that personally. I just don't like it. I can explain why, but I'm not going to. Silent sacrifices removed. Swain's pulls no longer deal damage, so he lost damage though. I'm not sure how much. I don't think it was too much. Now grants vision of all rude targets. That's huge. So if you're checking a bush or like setting up, yeah, that's huge. Vision is invaluable. So that's already a ginormous buff. Whatever damage this deals, this is way better. Yeah, I don't even care if it's 1,000 damage. Never move cooldown is reduced by 20% during our demonic ascension. That's quite huge as well. Just because, well, again, I'm not even looking at the numbers exactly of the cooldown, but it's kind of awkward when you ult in, you E, and it's just like, oh, I missed. and then it's just never up. So it gives him more opportunities to actually do something with his ultimate, especially since his ultimate got changed quite a bit, I believe. Cooldown was 120, now it's 100 to 60 seconds. That is ginormous. That is absolutely insane. A really fast ultimate. If he's mid lane, he'll get level 6, level 11 super easy. Level 16 tends not to be relevant, especially in solo queue games. That's more for pro play. Even then, it's usually about the first two ranks of an ultimate. The level 3 rank tends not to matter too much unless there's like some meta, quote unquote meta, where games are just heavily stalled out for whatever reason. Drain damage per second was 35 to 65, 40% AP. Now it's 20 to 60, 10% AP. So a bit less draining, but late game, like once you get rank 2, rank 3, it's quite a bit more stronger. A little bit less AP, but it doesn't matter too much. Drain per second was 20 to 40, 16% AP. Now it's 15 to 65, 25% AP. The drain's crazy. I mean, the rank 2 drain is pretty. Yeah, rank 2 is pretty good as ultimate. Rank 3 becomes absolute god mode, and the ratio is super high. So the drain, when you're ulting and getting life, you're draining or whatever. You aren't really losing. I don't think this is even really a nerf because well the AP ratio is higher, so I don't think you would really lose. You maybe losing like 2 or 3 drain per second per target or whatever. So again, this is a ginormous buff overall. The damage not that significant, I would say. Um, no longer grants Swain 120, 125, 200, 275%, 275 bonus health while active. No longer doubles the health gain from soul fragments while active. Activation was 12 seconds. Now it's based on demon power, so let's see what that is. Activating Demonic Ascension grants Swain 50 demon power, which decreases at an initial rate of 10 per second. After 5 seconds of Demonic Ascension, Swain's demonic power decreases at a fast rate of 15 per second. Swain gains 20 demon power per second while draining enemy champions. After 2 seconds of Demonic Ascension, Swain can recast his ultimate as our Demon Flare. Demon Flare can only be cast once and does not end Demonic Ascension. That is also like again these changes are crazy. If you like Swain, go play Swain. He just seems broken as hell. Like so it's shorter, right? I'm gonna finish this first. So our damage on Demon Flare was 100, 200. Now it's 50. Now it's 50%. It was 50% AP. Now it's 150 to 300, 60% AP. Higher damage. Demon Flare now slows enemies by 60%, decaying over 1.5 seconds. That's new. Demon Flare no longer deals additional damage based on health drained from enemies. I'm pretty sure roughly it's probably about the same damage, but like in general, that's just absolutely crazy because one of the biggest issues with Swain with sometimes with his carry potential, and this is about solo queue, although it's probably the same thing for pro play, is like you can catch someone ult in, and then it's like, do you really end your ultimate right there and try to kill them? And how often I would see people end their ultimate thinking it would kill them, and they live with 1 HP, and then Swain just dies because he's not a threat because his ultimate's down. So now when you ult, you can literally just use your ultimate whenever after 2 seconds. You can cast it for a huge burst of damage, which is huge. Having control on a champion's abilities like that is so huge. Like this champion's way more versatile now, more options. He's less linear. It's kind of crazy. Like these are the changes that make champions able to just be crazy. Like it's why champions like Kha'Zix and Rengar are so good in solo queue, for instance, is because they have so many options, so many get out, so many different tactics. Like it's kind of why I like some of champions. Like I don't like Vi, for instance. Why? Because she's kind of like one dimensional. Like all she does is Q in. If she Qs in and she's on range, she's very likely to either ult you or she's gonna flash on you. And then she just punches you. That's literally all she does. Like there's no real big decision making, honestly. Like the only decision making that I would consider big is who do you ult and when. Like that's really all it is. Which and it's kind of rare because her ultimate's kind of a long cooldown, and she kind of dies sometimes because she has like no tankiness. And if she goes tanky, she does. But yeah. Anyway, I digress. That's about by Simon in this patch notes as usual. Um, but yeah, pretty much the weakness to Swain though is like his ultimate lasts 5 seconds by default. But he'll probably be in range, so it'll probably last 6 to 7 at minimum. Because if you flash away or dash away, or he gets CC'd, yeah, it's very important, kind of like Zeri, just to kite him. He needs to actually drain you with this. Because if he hits you with a W or his E, it doesn't refresh his ultimate. He has to be draining you to get his demonic power back. So that's very important. So if you're trying to verse Swain, just pick a champion that can get out quick and stay away for 5 seconds or until his energy is depleted. Depends because it increases the after 5 seconds the rate increases to 15, which is like I'm not sure if it's like if it scales like by 15, 15, 15, 15, or if it goes like by like ones because if it goes by 15, 15, 15, 15, it would be 4 seconds. But if it's not like that, it would be what 3 seconds and like yeah 3 seconds and like 0.33 whatever nanoseconds. Or that's not I don't know. I'm crazy. Okay. Sorry. Um, so just in general, this is absolutely crazy. Like again, a lot of champions are getting more like no cooldown ultimates. Cool ultimate just as you get back to lane. Always remember that Garen's champion spotlight freak. Thank you very much. Yeah. So in general, very strong lane bully. I would say just high base damage. Um, Gets more HP from soul fragments now. He doesn't depend on his ultimate to be tanky, so if he has the ultimate, he's just tankier by default, which is huge. And I mean, yeah, he gets 12 now, HP instead of 5 from soul fragments. But again, his ultimate no longer doubles the health gained. But again, on average, like these two things removed, I honestly don't think matter too much. Maybe he has a little bit less HP, but like overall, it's just way better. You just have to make sure you can actually hit your E though. So having someone that can still set you up though to hit your E is still good. So okay, that's done with that. So overall, Swain is really good. If you don't play him, I don't know what to say. Bard, uh, bonus match damage on attack was 30 plus 12 per 5 chimes, 30% AP. Now it's 35 plus 14 per 5 chimes, 30% AP. Uh, W maximum heal was 55 to 215 plus 60% AP. Now it's 60 to 240, 60% AP. I think some bards max at first or even second. I'm not quite sure, but I don't know. Bards is weird because he's very setup reliant and team reliant, and there's no comms in league, so it kind of sucks. So they're just buffing his damage and his general stuff, which is gonna make him annoying in solo queue. Because he's really annoying. I don't like Bard at all. Ezreal cooldown ultimate was 120 seconds at all ranks. Now it's 120 to 105 then 90. That's absolutely insane considering he already had build CDR and also he gets refreshed with each hit. So that's pretty ginormous. Again, it's just because he's the popular champion, so he gets the popular champion treatment, which is always make them good no matter what. Fiddlesticks, Bountiful Harvest heal percentage against champions was 30 to 50%. Now it's 30 to 7%. What the hell is this? I don't care. Jesus. Was 30 to 70%. Now it's still always 50% against minions. Um, well, his clear is really good still. Um, he heals. It probably matters quite a bit, I would say, especially towards the end of the ultimate. Like, I don't know. It depends how it is. It's interesting because it's just interesting as all. It encourages people to actually max their W. 'Cause some people don't max their W; they get like 3 points. But I don't really like that. I feel like he kind of needs to. That's interesting. I want to try that out. But it, I mean, he can. Again, it's against champions, so minions and monsters is still the same, I believe. Maybe champions is also minions, but I'm not sure about that. I don't think so. Or I mean, jungle camps. But yeah, against champions, I'm not sure how much that matters. Like maybe it buffs support fiddlesticks. Um, I think it's all right. It's all right. It's essentially like giving him HP per level, but not really. But because he needs to use an ability, so it's good. It's fine. Because his W just cannot. You can't move during your W, and so many people have CC. So making his W better is fine. Jhin W root duration was 1 to 2 seconds. That was 1.25 to 2.25. That's ginormous. Level 1 freaking root. Crazy. Damage against monsters no longer capped by 20, reduced by 25%. Minions and summons is unchanged. Trap recharge rate was 26 to 16. Now it's 24 to 14. First Lotus trap damage no longer reduced by 35% against monsters, reduced against minions and summons and change. Um, I wonder how, because I don't think you can really use it on dragon unless you pull the dragon onto it. So I mean, it buffs Jungle Jin, which is funny. Yeah, I mean, these are just Jungle Jin buffs. I mean, his W can steal Dragon better, I guess, and just it just helps him farm camps better. Overall, these changes seem to be just, oh, I lost lane or I'm just in a farm, so it just helps him farm overall, and the root duration's good. Jinx has minus 50 HP. Yeah, she's pretty freaking broken. So, yep, that happened. Nothing else to say there. She was just strong early and just always living. And if she gets a kill, she becomes super strong. So now you can hopefully kill her before she kills you. Kaiser, passive second skin, bonus magic damage upon consuming full plasma stacks was 15% plus 2.5% per 100% AP. Now it's 15%, so the same base, plus 5% per 100% HP. So slightly buff AP. Magic damage was with her W was 30 to 130. Uh, the base damage on all these are the same, so it's really about the ratios. Her W just got a from 70% AP to 45% AP, so that actually got nerfed, which is interesting. That's very interesting. Killer Instinct, her ultimate was, what's the ratio like? It had a 75% AP ratio, now it's 100%. I wonder what that is, because that nerfs AP Kai'Sa quite significantly. I wonder if that poke was really strong. I personally didn't like how strong her poke was, honestly. I thought it was just obnoxiously strong. Um, I think it was like putting the damage onto her passive. AP Kai'Sa today likes to burst her enemies down by spamming W from afar. Yeah, sorry, Aaron players. We're looking to move her away from that pattern and instead play more around single pops of her passive, which shouldn't steal. Um, yeah, is this her? I'm not sure if it was an Aaron nerf. I don't think it was, but yeah, I just didn't like that. Her W did way too much freaking damage. So yeah, good riddance, honestly. Caston, I don't like buffing Caston because he's so freaking easy to play. I hate it. Why can we make easy to play champions? Like, I just don't agree with it. Like, I saw the nerfs that are okay. Magic Shield was 40 to 160, 30% AP. Now it's 60 to 180, 40% AP. I mean, again, this is only the Magic Shield, so his damage isn't being buffed with his Q. But like, I don't think that's so significant. Because like, if he's supposed to be a counter pick, I guess sure, whatever. Like, I'm fine if Caston was some like more mobile fighter that was good against mages, a situational pick that was mobile but didn't have as much damage. Like, because the problem is that he just does too much freaking damage. Like that's all it is, honestly. Um, Magic damage on his E was 80 to 180, 80% AP. Now it's 80 to 180, same thing, 85% AP. So very slight E buff. Overall his damage wasn't really increased by much at all. His late game was buffed a tiny bit. Um, it's okay because I don't know. I've seen Caston demolish games with 80 minutes because solo queue. I don't know though. I hope it's against Baron. I think a little bit. So I don't know. I'm not sure what I think about that. I mean, it only buffs his tankiness, which is fine, I guess. But at the same time, it's like they nerfed Thimblewinter, so it's like, is that why they're buffing that? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'm undecided on that, but it's okay. Mordekaiser bonus movement speed was 3% all levels. Now it's 3 to 9%, 1, 6, 11. So he just spikes like heck when he gets level 6 and then like 11. That happens pretty much every single game. So he's a lot stronger. This also buffs jungle board quite a bit more because he can be more mobile as well. So I don't know. I mean, Juggernaut getting more movement speed. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I already think he's really strong. He's just an underrated pick, honestly. I really do. I don't know why no one's picking up. He's been getting so many buffs. He does have a skin coming out though, so I don't know. I mean, at the same time, though, like Mord's so strong yet no one plays him, but people will definitely play him with this buff. Jeez, that'll be obnoxious. Poppy W steadfast presence, 24 to 16 seconds. Now it's 20 to 12. That's really big. That's actually ginormous buff. That's her movement speed and her anti-dash. So, jeez, that's pretty crazy. When a champion's unique ability like that gets buffed with a cooldown, that's usually a crazy buff. So, more opportunities to re-enter, like re-engage a gang too. So this buffs jungle Poppy quite significantly, honestly. Keeper's verdict. Uncharged knocked up duration was 0.75. Now it's 1 second, so they reverted. This was a nerf they did before. Charge missile speed was 2,000, now it's 2,500. Charge knockback distance was 2,400, now it's 3,400, so she'll knock you back further away. Cooldown refund upon canceling charge was 30 seconds, now it's 15 seconds. I'm not sure if that means it will go to 15 seconds or if it refunds 15 seconds. I don't know. Lack of clarity. I don't play her. Bye. So Johnny, ginormous buff. Her passive used to be 12 seconds at all ranks. Now it's 12 to 6, levels 1 through 18. That's pretty big because sometimes your passive can get procced by a poke, and then it's like, oh, I want to engage, but my team doesn't understand my passive's not up. And yeah, now, like, if you get poked, I mean, staying out of fight for like 10, 8, 9 seconds is pretty easy. So that's a ginormous buff. It's also pretty big in jungle camps as well. I wonder if hopefully like that it doesn't screw up. I mean, it shouldn't screw up anything. So I think because I was gonna say something about like, oh, watch it come up and then like come up too fast and then it procs off like a jungle monster, but I don't think it works like that, so don't worry about that. I do wish you could ping her passive. You just can't ping her passive. You really should be able to ping her passive because you don't want to engage a Sejuani unless your passive's up. So yeah, I'm not sure why there's no ping for that. Soraka heal was 100 to 240, 70% AP. Now it's 100 to 220, 865% AP. Yeah, healing too much. Early game's not really bad. Like levels, like when you're level, she maxes Q though, I believe. Then she maxes W. So there's only nerfs at mid game really. Her early game still is the same. It's just yeah, late game scaling. Uh, yeah, she's just being annoying mid. Yeah, Soraka's a disaster. Silas cooldown on his ultimate was 100 to 40. Now it's 80 to 30. That's pretty crazy. Again, I don't think he needs buffs. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the heck to say to that. I just don't think. I always feel like Silas is a champion where he has so much crazy rubber band potential because of his W and his mobility and his chains, like his stun, his knockup, and his ultimate ult ceiling that like he's so hard to balance because there's so many variables to him. But I guess it's okay. It's okay. It's not the like I'd rather have them buff this than something else. Like, jeez. Um, Kristana 80 growth increase. 80 growth was 3.3. Now it's 3.7. Total 80 at level 18 was 115.1. Now it's 121.9. It's just something. It's something to give her something. To, yep, something. um, I don't know. It's just a slight buff to her scaling because she is a scaling champion, kind of. It's weird. Well, back in the day she was a scaling champion, but now she's being played only as a lane bully and stuff. But that's been getting nerfed, so I think they're trying to make her back into being a scaling champion like she was like 10 years ago. So, um, that'll caused Q. Magic damage was 80 to 240, 80% AP. Now it's 82 to 40, 90% AP. Slight buff overall, not the biggest deal. Void Rift initial damage was 30 to 110, 50% AP. Now it's 30 to 110, 20% AP. Very slight buffs overall. Um, hmm. It's something. It just makes his mid game and late game better. That's whatever. No one really plays him, so I can't have an opinion. Base armor on Vladimir was 23, now it's 27. I don't like him. And like, this is the shit that pisses me off so freaking much. Like, I'm not actually pissed, but it makes me actually frustrated because I'm reading the first freaking 5 words. So he gets 4 armor. What's their reasoning for giving him 4 armor? Vladimir has been missing from both pro play and top lane for some time, yet has remained fairly powerful for most players in mid. Boosting his durability early should let him brawl and sustain more effectively against melee fighters. Okay, how about can we just decide that Vladimir isn't a top laner or something like? Can he just be played as a mid laner? Like, I just don't like that when like something's played in top, they feel like oh it needs to be played in top forever because like I get screwed over all the time. Like oh look set jungle. I mean set jungle is still fine. It just needs a little bit something, but it's not never gonna get it because no one cares about set jungle. It's not played. It was never like if I was unbanned back in the day, I guarantee I could have made set jungle like really well defined. I guarantee Riot would have buffed him or something because oh we gotta buff him for XJ9, but they don't do that. So like there's so many times where like oh like look at Camille. Oh, I don't like Camille anymore though, but it's like oh that was nerfed and gutted, but meanwhile it's like oh we don't see Vladimir top anymore. They're playing him only mid. Okay, and like that happens. But instead, it's like, oh, just buff him. But then you're buffing mid because there's plenty of melee AD mids, and then it's just like, he tanks jungle camps better and stuff in Baron and Dragon. It's just like you're literally buffing him because one, pro play, like we want to see him more in pro play, and two, he's on top lane. Okay, who cares? Like it's not like his role like I remember back in the day, like 2012, 2013, people were always like, "Oh my god, like Vladimir top has so much potential," and it was always shit because like he needs a safe lane. He's too easy to gank. He takes too long to scale. So then they put him in mid lane because it's easier for him to get help from the jungle and stuff. So he was always, to me, always a mid laner. He was always a mid lane champion to me. He was never a top laner. If he was top lane, to me that usually meant he had some big problems, as in he was freaking busted. Whenever I've seen a Vladimir game top lane, he's just busted. He's strong as hell middle too, but I think he's more of a mid lane than a top lane. So I disagree. Like again, like is it top lane bad? I don't think it is. It's probably more situational than anything. And you just like, and then it's like we're buffing him for poor play. It's like, but and then again, like a lot of the champions I like, they're just shit. And then I get told, oh, we need not all champions can be good for pro play. Like, bro, I'm not even asking for a pro play buff. Like the buffs I even ask for aren't even like gonna like no one's gonna play them. Like you could give Vi like 5, 10 movement speed, 3 AD, and like I don't know, 30 armor and MR on ult that scales with AD up to like I don't know, like say like at level 16 it was like 80 armor and MR. I guarantee no one would play her. I guarantee no one in pro play would even play her. So I don't know. I just get annoyed when these changes are like, oh, I want to see more pro play. It's like why? I don't know. I just don't like it because I just don't like the contradictory statements I get from some writers. And again, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying like I get told something, but then I'm reading something else. You know. I mean, it could just be oh, that person works on Vi or that person works on whatever champion, and that's how they view it. But like I don't know. It's just like even as the case, I just whoever thinks Vladimir needs to be a top lane and needs to be in pro play, I disagree with you because like I say it all the time. There's plenty of strong champions. Like look at Mord. I think he's so strong. Yet he's getting buffed. Yet no one plays him. I remember when Mord was being picked in pro play, all the time. Wow, and everyone in the chat was like, "Oh, Mord's broken. Mord's broken. Low, low, low. Press R." He got nerfed a little bit. Then he's been buffed so much since then to a point I think he's stronger than before. Yeah, he's not getting picked. Not getting picked at all. What does that mean? Where's the lol more easy comments? Like people just freaking are so undecided on things. They don't have a like they don't have an actual opinion themselves. Um, say Q double daggers, damage per blade 45 to 125, 50% bonus AD. Now it's 45 to 105. So they nerfed her maxing this. 50% AD. So yeah, some people are abusing maxiness. Yeah, that I don't agree with buffing the damage on that. That made some annoying Zaya players that just harass the lane from like a mile away. If you try to go in, you die. Cooldown was 10 to 6 seconds. That was 10 to 8. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that was too annoying. It was too annoying. Yeah, it was way too annoying. So yeah, I didn't even say pro play and so yeah, I don't agree with the lethality build. Like these people who build lethality Zaya, they don't care about the champion. Xerath Shocky Orb stun duration was zero point 0.5 to 2 seconds based on distance. Now it's 0.75 to 2.25 based on distance. Um, I don't know. That's fine, I guess. I mean, he has to hit it from far away to get more reward. If he uses point blank, it's whatever. Like usually, if he stuns you, you get slowed, so it doesn't really matter anyway. So I don't know. That's whatever. It's fine. Um, so Paddle Star Q mana cost was 50 to 70. Now it's 40 to 60. That's pretty ginormous because she spams the heck out of that. It's her key ability. Portal Jump mana cost was 50. Now it's 40. Overall, pretty huge buff. So that was really good too. So that's just a really good buff. She's really strong. I like that it didn't buff her damage. Just buffed her usage of abilities. And she can't always use her abilities because if she goes in, she'll just die. Items stopwatch. Yep. So if you have a Guardian's Angel or a Zanya's or any item that builds a stopwatch, although those are the only two, I believe, you can't actually buy another stopwatch to do like double Zanya's or Guardian Angel Zanya's. I never liked that shit. I always hated it. It's like, man, you think you're so good, like, bro, that just seems stupid. I don't like stopwatch in general. I kind of wish they just removed this item. I don't like the fact that you can get a stopwatch, do a fight, like you'll be on the map. Oh, a fight happens, or you get like your just-in-time thing. Then it's like, oh, I just buy a Zanya's after, and like, and it's just like, it's not like you spend 650 gold for immunity. You spend 650 gold towards an item that you're going to build anyway. That you can just refresh the duration when you buy the Zanyas anyway. Like like it's not like you're buying nothing. And I don't even feel like they should even like. I hate that. I don't. I just don't like stuff. I just don't like all this get out of jail free shit. I really don't. I miss. I honestly a lot of times miss simpler league. I really do. Back when you didn't have to calculate. Oh, they have phase rush. They have fleet work. They have this. They have that. They have that. Like, it just gets a bit. I don't know. It's a bit jarring at times. Like, cause it's like then you see like a month later, like oh, phase rush gets absolutely blasted, and it's just like yeah, the player who was using that is so good. Like no, they're not even playing the champion. They're just playing the rune. Like that's why I feel a lot of the times. They're just playing the freaking rune. I just dislike it. I miss the day. Like I feel like watching some of my old VODs on YouTube. Like I don't know. Like on YouTube if you type like XJ9's jungle game or something. There's some of my games. I feel like watching those because like it's so different. Like it's just like you see the champion, you see their armor, you see their HP. You kind of have you know kind of what they're taking generally because people in general use the same things, but like me I use quite a bit different runes compared to other people, such as like taking less jungle damage instead of HP regen. People never understood that. I had a huge advantage, um, and it was just so much easier to calculate things and less like what the hell was that moments. Um, also, I don't know. I just feel like back in the day there was more rune choices. Like there's like one rune page was like 21 choices, and nowadays we have one one of the rune choices is just like what is it? Well, it depends. It's like between like 12 to 15, or like if it's your secondary, two. So it's like 17 choices when back in the day you had to use 30 points. So in general, it's like 12 to yeah 12 like the like 18 points versus 30 points you had to put in. Like they need way more freaking runes. So it's like I just like I don't know. At the same time, though, it's like maybe who cares because people just always abuse what's strongest because people just are a bunch of nerds nowadays. Although some people sleep on shit all day. Like honestly, they do sleep on shit. They just do the obvious things like wow, no brainer. Um, well, I just wish there was more rune choice. That's really all I wish there was. Cause I just I I don't know. I feel like back in the day, the reason like for instance, if I wanted to win a lot of games right now, I would just be playing assassins, like gimmicky assassins, like I don't know. Kiana Jungle probably works fine. Kha'Zix Rengar, I would be playing. Oh well, something else stupid. I don't know, some gimmicky shit, and just climb like that. Shyvana is also super freaking. I don't know. I mean, I don't know about easy, but like I don't know. I think she's really freaking good for climbing. Rek'Sai is really easy to climb, but I don't really care about that. What else? I don't know what I was talking about. Ooh. Um, but yeah, I just feel like there's less choices to make, so like there's less advantages I can make before the game starts. Because back in the day, I used to have to get a lot of advantages simply because my item build was better and my rune choices were better. Like my scale. Oh yeah, there's actually way more differences because on top of the 30 points, you actually had rune choices, and my runes were always different. I had scaling armor, scaling MR slash CDR, sometimes a combination, and scaling AD, Quince, and red. So there was just like 60 more choices in total about. Oh, sorry, 60 choices compared to like 15 we have now. So it's kind of. I wish there was more choices. Um, so in the bug fixes, there's only like one thing that got changed. That's like kind of important. There's some Malawi things I don't really care that much. Um, Ghost Pros are apparently giving True Sight as well, which is kind of a significant bug. And a really big bug was where is it? Let's read it. Oh, this is also kind of one where Pike, Twitch, Rengar, Viego would be revealed for up to another second. If when you like got out of range of something that revealed them, such as a control word. So if they were in camouflage, so that was a significant what do you call it? That's a buff because they were quite nerfed before. Um, Where the heck's the other thing? Do, 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 do. Oh wow, Sona will no longer be able to recast her basic attacks against wards by recasting ability. That's when she has full stacks for passive. That's good. Um, oh yeah, fix the bug where if Elise casted E repel on herself while an enemy champion was right next to her, she would ascend and immediately descend upon them despite not recasting the ability. I swear this has happened to me way back in like 2012, 2013. I swear. I was always like, I didn't do that, but whatever. Like, I wonder if this bug is just so old. Like, that's great. Someone found that out. Um, oh yeah, this one. Black Cleaver's passive interactions has been fixed, so you would only apply one stack of Black Cleaver, even though if you have Titanic Hydra. Um, so yeah, before you bought Titanic Hydra, you would apply two stacks because of an auto and Titanic. It also depended on the purchase order, but that purchase order was kind of rare anyway. Although it's more of a probably a Zeri nerf honestly, but Zeri just can't really build that anymore anyway. So that's good that they did that finally. Um, yeah, I don't know. I kind of miss my Black Cleaver Blade the Rune King interaction, but I think everyone just abused that nowadays. I don't know. Because it used to work like that with Black Cleaver and Blade Rune King. An auto would apply two stacks of Cleaver, which was super strong. That's pretty much it though. I mean, lose interaction with Spell Thief's Edge. Her picks when I'll give her like Spell Thief stacks if the attack comes from picks. So if you like W on someone, wait, and then like Q, and your Pix's Q hits it, you will now get gold. So that's quite a significant buff as well. I mean, that's really it. There's some other shit. I don't really care about like skins. So, yep, that's it. Bye.